We're at the top of our game. We got money in the bank. We got chart-topping singles. We just came off tour. It was traumatizing.
What would you do differently if you knew nobody would judge you?
Oh, snap. I wouldn't have cursed out that one executive at the record label that put me on the blacklist.
Did you actually invent the 360 deal yourself?
I wouldn't say I invented the 360 deal. As what I needed to do, everybody has the ability to sign a contract and to roll with whomever they want to roll. To roll with me, I needed to have more skin in the game.
Sisqó, whose real name is Mark Alon Andrews, made a huge impact in the early 2000s with his hit song Thong Song. The track was everywhere, and his success seemed unstoppable. But as time passed, the music industry started pushing him to the side, and before long he wasn't in the spotlight like before. Many people have speculated about why Sisqó's career took a turn, with some pointing to rumors about his personal life, and others suggesting that powerful figures in the industry blacklisted him. One of the biggest rumors surrounding Sisqó has been about his sexuality.
Did it affect you when that was going on?
What?
That they thought you was gay?
Oh, nah.
Yeah.
I used that to my advantage. They was like, Sisqó's gay. I was like, am I?
Right.
Okay. I'll tell you what, if you want to find out if I'm gay or not, why don't you just leave your girlfriend with me and she could tell you in the morning if I'm gay or not.
Because of his bold fashion choices and high-energy performances, some people assumed he was living a secret life. These rumors followed him for years, but Sisqó always shut them down, saying they weren't true. He has been married to Elizabeth Pham since 2003, and they have 2 children together. At one point, he even joked, "Why don't you just leave your girlfriend with me and she could tell you in the morning if I'm gay or not?" But while people focused on gossip about his personal life, there was a much bigger issue that might explain why his career faded.
And you never spoke out against the, I never heard you say nothing about it.
I did once, and that was when the blacklist started. Then you never heard from me again. I disappeared. That's what that's when I disappeared.
Sisqó has spoken out about feeling abandoned by the music industry. He has hinted that he was blacklisted, especially by influential executives like Lyor Cohen, after he stopped following their rules. Despite Thong Song being his biggest hit, he doesn't even own most of the rights to it. He was taken advantage of in business deals, losing out on massive earnings simply because he didn't secure his ownership properly. So, what really happened to Sisqó? Did he just reach his peak too soon and sign bad contracts? Or was he pushed out of the industry for refusing to go along with something more sinister? Sisqó wasn't just a one-hit wonder. Before going solo, he was the lead singer of Dru Hill, a popular R&B group that gained fame in the mid-90s. His voice and electrifying performances helped the group win awards and dominate the charts. But when he launched his solo career with the 1999 album Unleash the Dragon, he reached an entirely new level of success. Thong Song became a cultural phenomenon, and another track from the album, Incomplete, showed his range as an artist. His signature blonde hair and flashy style made him stand out, and he was seen as one of the most exciting performers of his time. However, after all the success, things took a turn. Sisqó found himself struggling to stay in the industry, and according to him, it wasn't because his talent faded. It was because powerful people decided to push him out.
I wouldn't have cursed out that one executive at the record label that put me on the blacklist.
Damn. Okay.
It was Lyor. There you go. You happy now?
He blacklists a lot of people.
Right.
In this industry.
I was the first one. I was
Really?
black and I was on. I think I started it.
He has claimed that when he refused to go along with certain industry politics, he was labeled as difficult to work with and eventually cut off from opportunities. The tension grew, and soon, the same executives who once supported him started to distance themselves. One name that keeps coming up in these conversations is Lyor Cohen, a well-known figure in the music business. Cohen has a controversial reputation in hip-hop, often accused of profiting off artists without truly caring about them. He has openly admitted that he promotes music centered around drugs and crime because it makes the most money. This has led many to call him one of the biggest culture vultures in the industry. His name has been linked to various artists who saw their careers take a hit after falling out with him. One of the most shocking examples of Cohen's attitude toward artists was his behavior after DMX passed away.
You get like a young, artists that own a lot, and you got the label that got their people in there that they want to put on and the stuff that they want to do. You got the stuff that you want to do, and then you want your people to eat too. So when you say you got the choreography, or you got somebody to make the clothes, or you already got a studio, then you're hard to work with because you want to make sure that your people eat, and that's not the way you play the game. So they'll show you. I got blacklisted for, and it was almost like saying a curse word, saying my name for a minute.
And you never spoke out against the. I never heard you say nothing about.
I did once, and that was when the blacklist started. And then you never heard from me again. I disappeared. That's what happened. Like that's when I disappeared.
DMX's funeral was held in Brooklyn on April 25th, 2021, and while many people showed up to pay their respects, Cohen didn't even attend in person. Instead, he sent in a recorded message where he called DMX a gremlin and said that no one was surprised that he overdosed. Saying something so disrespectful at a funeral shocked many people, and it only reinforced the idea that Cohen views artists as disposable. So, knowing everything we do about Lyor Cohen and his ruthless approach to the industry, it's not hard to believe that he would blacklist someone like Sisqó for standing up to him. Cohen has a reputation for treating artists as disposable assets, only interested in those who are willing to follow his rules without question. If an artist dares to challenge him or speak out against the darker side of the industry, they risk being erased from the scene. And that's exactly where Sisqó found himself.
So the race against time was that we all know X is a gremlin and reckless and looking for a wall to crash into. X, if you listen to X, if you see X, his death is no surprise.
Sisqó has openly spoken about how his relationship with Cohen soured when he began questioning certain industry practices. He claims that his disagreements with Cohen led to a strained dynamic, and soon he was labeled difficult to work with. The consequences were severe. His visibility in the industry plummeted, and he was noticeably absent from major award shows like the BET Awards. According to Sisqó, this wasn't a coincidence. He believes he was intentionally erased from the industry simply because he refused to sell his soul. But there's another side to this story that goes beyond music industry politics. For years, rumors have circulated about Sisqó's sexuality, with some speculating that he was either gay or bisexual. While Sisqó has always dismissed these rumors, insisting they are false, the real issue isn't his sexuality. It's what powerful figures in the industry allegedly tried to do to control him.
Dude, they erased me from the BET Awards. I opened the first annual BET Awards. And then when they showed it on TV, I wasn't there no more.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Behind the music.
Yeah.
If you could do it all over again, would you have no?
Gotta take the long way. Still, because at the end of the day, like I said, the truth will set you free. And I ain't do nothing to nobody. I never fell off. I could not do what I do. I just didn't play the game. You know what I mean? Another way to say it is I didn't sell my soul. At a certain point in your career as an artist, you go to crossroads. You have an opportunity to either sell your soul or not. And I chose the long way. You probably won't even have that job there no more. I'll still be able to sing.
Industry insiders have whispered about an even darker reason for Sisqó's downfall, tied to the secretive and shady underbelly of Hollywood. According to these sources, Sisqó was pressured to partake in bizarre rituals at exclusive industry parties. These allegations suggest that certain powerful figures attempted to compromise him by putting him in situations where they could later blackmail him. The idea was simple. If they had incriminating material on him, they could control him completely. We've heard similar allegations surrounding other major music industry figures, with names like Diddy being linked to these kinds of operations. There are even claims that Diddy learned these tactics from his own mentors, passing them down from one generation to the next. And if these allegations are true, the web of power and manipulation extends all the way to industry elites like Lyor Cohen. Sisqó has never officially confirmed these blackmail rumors, but when he talks about how the industry tried to force him into submission, the red flags are impossible to ignore. His fall from grace wasn't just about refusing to play by the business rules. It may have been about refusing to participate in something far more sinister. What's even more disturbing is how these tactics continue to be used against artists today. This toxic cycle has been going on for decades, with young and talented musicians being exploited by industry executives who thrive on power and control. Careers can be built or destroyed based on an artist's willingness to play by these unspoken rules. One fan summed it up perfectly, saying, "Sisqó's situation proves that being talented and selling records isn't enough for these people. They want total control. They want you indebted to them. They decide how you eat, when you eat, and how much you eat. It's a shame because we lost out on a gifted singer who should be ranked higher among the greatest Black artists." Another person added, "If Sisqó had actually been gay, the industry probably would have promoted him to the stars. But because he didn't want to play ball the way they wanted, they sabotaged his career. The music industry is terrifying. They should make a horror film about it." Back in the 90s, Dru Hill was one of the top R&B groups. For many fans, they're still in the top 5, ranked alongside legends like Mint Condition and Jagged Edge. A reunion album with the original members would be a dream come true for many longtime supporters. But what do you think about Sisqó's career downfall? Do you believe he was blacklisted for standing up to the industry? Or was there something even darker at play? Leave your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned for the next video.